So Reddick and Joey
are
locked
eliminated.
in.
Their cars have failed both race inspection.
Yeah.
On both.
So of course,
Alex Bowman has been.
yes, Jeff Gordon has made the playoff. So Reddick and Joey are locked in to Phoenix. Christopher Bell's 29 to the good, and Byron is 7 to the good. Larson 7 out, Hamlin 18 out, Blaney and Chase 38 and 43 out. They're going to have to win this weekend.
Hey, they gained 10 points apiece, I think.
Yeah, but they're going to have to win this weekend. I think Denny's probably going to have to win this weekend too. Kyle Larson doesn't have to. He can beat William Byron by 7 points. I don't think he will, to be honest with you, but he can. And Christopher Bell's really not safe either. He finished like third to last in this the spring race with, I think, no stage points. So if he has another one of those days, Christopher Bell's out of here too.
I think he had tire problems.
I'm just saying, like.
But yeah, you're right.
Not really known for Martinsville being his best track. So.
He did win this race 2 years ago, but yeah. Other than that, he's really not been that great here.
So I think anything can happen. Any of the the 6 guys that are not locked in can win this race. Denny, one of the best there is at Martinsville. Chase Elliott, same things. Won a bunch of Martinsville races, been in contention a bunch. Blaney, same thing. Larson, probably the most talented driver out there. William Byron, got a couple Martinsville wins. Christopher Bell got a Martinsville win. So any of these guys can win. I don't look to see Reddick or Logano run that well this weekend, but I think all of these playoff guys that aren't locked in are going to be there. But I do think, other than Kyle Larson, if you're going to make it from 6th, 7th, or 8th, you're going to have to win. So we will see what happens, but I don't really see anybody pointing their way in because I think Byron's going to be very competitive, and I don't know if I don't think Kyle Larson's going to outpoint Byron.
Well, somebody's going to point their way in.
Well, what I mean is nobody's going to point their way in from below the cut line.
Oh, okay. I got you.
If Byron,
you're going to have to win if you're below.
Yeah, I think if you're.
So you think Larson has to win?
I don't think he doesn't have to. Like obviously, mathematically, if Christopher Bell or William Byron has a bad day, yeah, he'll point his way in. But I just don't see it for him. I think Byron and Bell probably run around each other all day, and I think Larson will probably be right there with him. So I don't see 7 points being that obtainable to gain, because I think, like I said, all these guys are probably going to run in the top 10. So there's not that many points between them, I don't think.
If the 24 and the 5 was flipped, I would definitely say there's a chance. But Larson, he's only been good here because since he's joined Hendrick. Before he joined Hendrick, this is one of his worst tracks, and he's told people this story. Rick Hendrick, and Chase Elliott, and all these Hendrick guys have helped Larson get really good here. He won the spring race in 2023, and this year in the spring he had a good chance of winning too. If you remember, it was the 40th anniversary cars where William won, Chase finished second, Chase finished third, Larson second, and Byron won the race. So this is one of Hendrick's best tracks, and you got 3 Hendrick guys that are, trying to get their way into playoffs, and I think those 3 guys will be very fast. But if you remember last year here, the Hendrick guys struggled. Larson wasn't that great. Byron really struggled, and luckily was able to survive on points to make the championship 4, but he was not good. Chase kind of was, and then same thing with Bowman. So this race last year, the Hendrick guys struggled. So I'll be interested to see if that trend continues or if they can find what they had here in the spring. I lean more towards the latter. I think they'll have speed here this weekend. There's too much on the line for Hendrick to miss it. And Byron's normally a better Martinsville driver than Larson. So the points wise, it's going to be hard for Larson to make up the 7 points on his teammate. I know it's only 7, but Larson's going to have to win a stage, and Byron's going to have to miss points completely on the stage. Because if not, I think they're going to be right with each other. If not, Byron, a spot or two ahead of Larson the whole run, so the whole race. So Larson, like I said, is not in a must win, but it's not his best track to come and try to outpoint his Hendrick teammate. And with Denny, he's been good with this next gen car, but he hasn't won a race with this next gen car at this track. He finished second here in the fall race here last year to Blaney. He ran, I think, top 5 here in the spring. It was a top 5 car anyways, but the Hendrick guys were better than him. It seems like Denny's always like a third place car here with his next gen car. There's always a car or two that's better than him. And if that's the case this weekend, it probably won't be good enough. Unless, like I said, his teammate or the 24 or the 5 all have problems or all miss stage points or whatever. The 11, he's going to have, if he can't win, he's got to win a stage at least one stage, maybe even both of them. And then just kind of finish second, third, and hope that one of the guys have problems. And then Blaney and Chase, they have to win. I'd be shocked if they can somehow point their way in. They're not going to be able to. So, but they're both really good here, and that's what frustrates me from last week is, if Blaney could have won Homestead, and that'd be a big hitter off the list for Chase and them because they were fast but lost towards the end. It'd be great for Chase and not have to worry about that and just kind of battle out between his teammates and Denny. But now you got Blaney, who's been really good here since this next gen car's come out. He's been one of the best at this track. He's always been up front. So, I mean, again, it's going to be like Homestead last week. Like, all these bottom guys, all the cut line guys are going to be fast. You got to bring it. And, if thinking of a non-playoff guy that could be good here, you could think of a Bowman because he's won this race. You think of a Ty Gibbs, a Martin Truex Jr. Toyotas are usually fast here. The Fords, not really none. Nobody comes to mind really on the Fords other than Blaney. And Penske's going to put everything in that 12 car this weekend. So
Brad Keselowski.
Has he ever even finished top? We had a good run here, the Hail Melon year, right?
Yeah, and he also led like 500 laps here one year with Penske.
Penske, that's a completely different car. That was when Brad was good. He sucks now. He got to wreck the field to win this race. Hate to tell you.
He'd done it before.
Yeah, he has. But, no, I think it's more interesting than I thought because last week we both kind of came on here and said, points are kind of done with. Points are not going to change. You're going to have to win the race. And, with Reddick winning and all the bubble guys having good runs and then the guys above having decent runs but not as good of runs, it's kind of tightened the points gap back up a little bit. And it'll be fun to see between the Hendrick boys. And do you think that hurts the Hendrick boys where 3 of them are going for a spot? Unless Bell has a problem, only one of them's going to get in.
I don't think so. At this point of the season, you're not really relying on help from your teammates anyway. So I think they're just going to go in there, and I think it might actually help them more than it does hurt them because they're being pushed. They want to, I want to beat Kyle Larson if I'm Chase. I want to beat the 24 if I'm Kyle Larson, right? So you've got that healthy competition with your buddies in-house, and everybody's going to put their best foot forward to beat the people that are in the same car. So I don't think it hurts them at all. If anything, it might help them.
So out of every guy that's near the bubble or on the bubble, you got JGR with 2 guys, with Bell and Denny. You got the Hendrick trio, and then you got Blaney by himself. What position would you rather be in? The one guy by himself, as far as team goes, or the 3 guys, or the 2 guys?
I think in this specific scenario, Denny's in the best spot because Christopher Bell doesn't have to win the race.
Then you got his other 2 teammates to help him out.
So
it's Martinsville. I mean, a whole lot you can do at Martinsville.
But I think the majority of the focus is going to be going into the 11 car. I think the 20 car will be the second, best car for Joe Gibbs this weekend, and then the other two might not be very good at all. I don't know, but I think Denny's in the best position as far as that goes, because you got a 4-car team. One of your guys is essentially locked in on points, so you gotta, I think Denny or Blaney, but I think Denny because I think Toyotas are going to be better than the Fords this weekend. But so yeah, I would say Denny. I think the Hendrick guys, like I said, I think it helps them a little bit that they are where they're at, but it's still not good. You would rather have
all hands on one deck than 3 decks. Yeah, I feel you. I agree with the Denny thing. I think he's probably in the best position as far as setup, car setup, and attention, because one of your teammates should be good as long as they don't come out and screw the pooch, and then your other two are not in there, so they can kind of put a lot of your focus on you. But I like where Blaney's at too. You got one of your teammates are already in the championship 4. They could give 2 shits about this race, and your other teammate, same kind of thing. He's out of the playoffs, has no. I mean, he wants to win the race, obviously, and Austin Cindric in the 2-car, but it's get a grandfather clock. But it's not like we have to run good here, for the state of the company. It's like we can help out the 12, find something here. We'll tell the 12, well, whatever. But the Hendrick trio, it's going to be tricky because all 3 of them are good. Like, if I had to rank driver talent or driver skill at this track, I'd go Chase Elliott 1, Byron 2, and then Larson 3. And you do skill that as far as the track goes, and then you go car setup or car. Who you think the best car is out of those 3 or 3 cars? You would flip flop them. You'd say the 5 car is probably the best car setup wise, the 24 second, and then the 9's third. So you got skill and setup wise flip flop to Hendrick, which could create some mediocrity along those 3 teams. So it should be fun to see.